Hello everyone, it's Jack Cotton, a luxury real estate expert, author, and agent, and I'm doing a quick follow-up to my pricing video that I did last week where we talked about assessment ratios, trying to find you a simple, more direct, more time-efficient way to create some benchmarks and illustrate those benchmarks to your potential luxury sellers to help you get your luxury listings at the right price. So I talked to you about my sales comparison spreadsheet, which you get free with the purchase of selling luxury homes. I talked last week about the assessment ratio spreadsheet, which is an easier, more time-efficient way to get one more indication of value for a property based on market metrics. So the next metric I want to talk about today is price per square foot. So I've made a very similar spreadsheet to the one you saw last week, but instead of assessments, we have square footages. And you can see here we have the same sales prices for our recent sales on the grid. And then we have square footages ranging from 5,700 down to about 4,890. These are numbers I picked out of a hat, doesn't matter. And then we see the average price per square foot calculates automatically. Then you get an average, you multiply that times the square footage of the subject property, which in this case, as you can see on the spreadsheet, is 5,100 square feet, and we get an indication of value of $465,000, which I would round off at $466,000. Once again, not the guaranteed sales price, not the sales price that's carved in stone. It's a metric. It's a benchmark. It's a way to have the conversation with your seller, whereby if they want a price that translates into $150 per square foot, and you're only seeing things selling for $91 per square foot, you've got a metric you can hang your hat on and something to help bring the seller back into reality. Now, the one real drawback of this form, this is going to work in a market where land area is very consistent in size. But for example, if you're in an area like mine where you have one property on an acre and the next door property is on 10 acres, and a lot of the extra price of that 10-acre property is obviously wrapped up in the land, this analysis, this metric is going to be less reliable. But if you have, the more you have, you need to have at least 5 to make this metric really work. But try to pick properties that are as similar as possible to the subject in terms of square footage of living area. Now you could do it on square footage of land, but try it. It's going to create all different similar problems because you're putting all the value in the land, and you could have one house that's in really great shape, one that's not in great shape, so it's not as valuable an exercise. To me, if your location warrants it, assessment ratio is probably a better shortcut spreadsheet. But try this one too. Use them both. That's why they're on separate sheets anyway. I thought of combining it into one spreadsheet, but there are times when you want to do one or the other, not both. And this way you get an extra page in your CMA, and let's face it, the more pages the better, right? The heavier your CMA, the more valuable it must be, the more correct it must be, the more accurate it must be, the better agent you must be. So try it out. If you want a copy, send me an email. I'll send one back to you. Don't forget, luxuryrealestateunplugged.com, first Tuesday of every single month. So log in to luxuryrealestateunplugged.com, enter your question, or just email me a question. The more questions, the better. And your questions make other people think of questions, so send them in early. Great. Until next time, make it a great week.